They have the biggest testicles relative to body size of any male on the planet.
Hey everyone, Slayer here to introduce Nasty and Friends from BDC Studios, a podcast where two friends who met in the Army Reserves get together and talk about shit. One's a firefighter and the other has a funny laugh. So sit back, get rid of your kids, and hold on to your because it's about to get nasty, friends.
Welcome to Nasty and Friends with Pagnasty and Spicy motherfucking Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nasty and Friends podcast. I am Spicy motherfucking Brown. Like always, I'm here with my main man, Pagnasty.
Back at it again, man.
We're in BDC Studios. This is episode 51, season 3. Fucking doing it, my man.
Yes. What do we say? Is it season 3? Same. What's the saying?
New season, same
Yeah,
bullshit.
that's right. I mean, I totally blanked. I went to say it. It's just like, you know, a few weeks ago when you went to, like, you were going to say it, you're like, I'm going to do an English accent. You're like, I've never done that. You went to say it, just,
And that with the British accent thing, it wasn't like I planned it. It was like at the spur of the moment. Like,
right.
I know it's going to be my chance to talk in like 3 seconds. I'm going to come in it. And then, like 3 seconds later, I just don't know what to say.
I was thinking about that. If you would have done that, I'd have been like, what the hell is going on?
And I would have did it if I knew how to do a British accent. I have no idea how to do it.
It's just so funny, like, when your brain just goes into shit like that. Like, I'll be, like, walking and just in my own head, and I'll just think of something. I'm like, why would you think, like, why would that even cross your mind? Something just, like, there for a second and then out. Oh, people are weird as fuck, but I love it, man.
Absolutely. It's just funny freezing like that. And you're just like,
Yeah, because I don't know if we've ever said this, but there's only one time where we've started a podcast, stopped it, and had to legit restart.
Right.
And that was our very first podcast.
That's right.
The very first one. I don't remember if we were talking like, that just doesn't sound right.
No, yeah.
And that's the only time that it's ever happened.
Right.
And you guys, people who listen, you know we stumble through the beginning all the fucking time, and we just keep trucking. Start it over.
yeah. And I always wonder about that because I know we don't start it over. So I'm like, oh, it's my turn for the intro. I'm like, don't fuck this up. I try not to think about it too much and just fucking go. You know?
Yeah. And especially, like, you know, if we've been drinking, which is all the time when we're podcasting, and then you say something, you're like, that was way funnier in my head. It's just like, it just falls flat. Oh, it's the best.
So let's set it up. We're in BDC Studios. In the background, we have UFC fights going on. These are the UFC fights. They are in Hamburg, Germany.
Yeah,
Shouts
so
out to Deutschland. Shouts out to the motherland.
yeah, and who knows when this is gonna come out? So this could be a month ago, a couple months ago at the time of recording this. So yeah, we got that. Our boy Dana Molina, he's a boxing coach for Anthony Lionheart Smith, and he's the main fight in they're the main event in this fight. So I'm pretty fucking pumped to see how he does, and hopefully he does well, man. Hopefully he just fucking starches. Is it Shogun that he's fighting?
Yeah, Shogun Rua.
Yeah, so
He's a legend.
yeah, I'm pretty excited for him.
Yeah, for sure. I want to get into some UFC a little bit. But first, it's Sunday morning, and I'm hungover, dude. I'm not even going to lie. I told you before we started recording that I think I'm dying.
Right.
It's just been a long weekend. And I think what it is, you know, my traditional drink is Tito's vodka with water and lime. But over the weekend, on top of drinking just that, I think if I had to just drink that, I think I'd
You'd have
probably...
been just fine, because that's usually what you do.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm usually not hungover like that. I can't remember last time being hungover like this. But we had the Boulou this weekend, which is the beer from Boulevard and Tech 9 made that you brought here for us.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. And then fucking Harris brings Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah, a pint.
A pint.
Yeah.
So we were drinking those, and I was just mixing those with my Tito's and water. And then Chubbs brings Boone's Farm.
Yeah, which is phenomenal. They're great gifts, and I love that people bring us alcohol.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of sugar.
The fuzzy navel, and then the strawberry daiquiri. So then I was mixing that with my vodka. So it's just so much sugar. And yeah, so yesterday I felt like shit. I woke up, I had a bunch of stuff to do, and then it hit me in the afternoon like, oh my God, I tried to take a nap. I took some Motrin. I ended up feeling better. I think I started feeling better, but it was probably because I just started drinking again.
Yeah.
That's the best way to feel better. But Friday night, we stayed up late.
2 a.m.
Until 2 a.m. and I think I drank up until I went to bed.
Right.
Which is a fucking rookie move. I never do that. I don't know why the fuck I did that. I was just hyped.
Yeah, that's the podcast weekend.
Podcast
You just
weekend.
riding those waves, man. It happens.
So last night was pretty fucking epic because what we did was we recorded episode 49 with Harris. If you haven't listened to that, go back and check it out. He talks about his deployment to Romania. We talk about a lot of stuff. We only got through half of the stuff we wanted to talk to because it had been 2 years since you'd seen Harris,
right?
And I've only seen him briefly before you went to Romania. I went to his going away party, and then briefly after, and then I saw him at a fire, but we didn't talk much. And then we had Chubbs back on the podcast for episode 50. And we talked about food for probably 2.5 hours out of 2 hours and 51 minutes.
Right, yeah.
So after that, we had to eat. After talking about food for 3 hours, you have to eat. So we made some nachos, and these are probably the best nachos we've ever made. In my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And that's the thing is that's like what we try to do every podcast. I know we talk about it a lot here, is make nachos. And this weekend we made them 3 times, and which is phenomenal. And yeah, just with the tortilla shells or chips, and then just with what we had, onions, the chicken on it, jalapenos, and then
Tomatoes.
the cheese. And as you guys heard who listened last podcast, when we were sitting here, Chubbs was like, just throw them on the pellet grill. We're like, how the fuck did we not think of that before?
Right.
It's just so used to just the routine of, doing it and always just putting it in the oven and shit. So, and hands down, best nachos that we've ever made. They came out, it's like all evenly melted and just a little smoky flavor. God, we fucking crushed them last night.
Did. But yeah, I just use Tostita chips. I know some people, we've done it at work where you just chop up tortillas and fry those. That's probably the best way to go, but we don't have fucking time for that.
Right.
It was late night. So yeah, we did Tostitos.
Yeah, we fired up the grill like at midnight.
I think so, dude. We did tomates, onions, chicken, jalapenos, and then it was a pepper jack with habanero block cheese. I just shredded that, threw that on top of, and then chicken, a lot of chicken. Yeah. That we smoked 2 chickens Friday for the weekend. And then the cheese on top of all that. Threw it in the smoker at 350 for about 20 minutes. And it was fucking bomb. God, it was fun.
There's somebody sitting out there driving right now, like, they're still fucking talking about food. And I just want to let you people know, like, after the podcast, we didn't stop talking about food. I think we talked about food until we went to bed again at 2 a.m. Yeah. So we just continued just talking about different stuff. And we talked about, like, maybe one other thing. But, I mean, it was still food the entire time. It was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, we were pumping some Run the Jewels, some RTJ, and just kicking it. And it was good night. Last night I was smarter because I stopped drinking, and then for the last hour and a half we were up, I was chugging water, but I still just don't feel good this morning.
Yeah. Well, like on those nachos, to go back to it, we that hot sauce that I brought up here, that hot from the horse tooth that we talked about, we put that on there, dude. That was perfect. It was like just enough sting, and lasted. Oh god, that's
flavor.
What
you
brought
can really
it.
taste that cayenne in there and the habanero, but it's not overpowering. I think that's a great hot sauce because it's like you do. Like I like Red Devil and Louisiana and Texas Pete and all those. I like the flavor, but they don't have any heat. Where this is, it's not too hot. It's a great hot sauce. Plus, I love the name. When I hear Horsetooth, I think of Anchorman. Excuse me. When it's Wes Mantooth?
Yeah.
His mom Dorothy Mantooth?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your mom Dorothy Mantooth out for a nice steak dinner and never call her again.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. yeah, that is great. So yeah, like I said, next time I go out there, cause you like the hot sauce so much, I'm just leaving it here for
thanks,
you, because I got a ton of hot sauce to go through, and with you and the boys, you'll go through it quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Next time I go out there, I'll get a couple bottles, and I want you to try the green sauce that I had, which is phenomenal.
I can't wait, man.
Dude, like it just makes me giddy inside when you find a good hot sauce, So pumped.
For sure, man. Yeah, and what the boys do is they've been having sleepovers a lot. It's summertime, they'll have somebody who's asleep, and this is the older boys. When somebody's asleep, they'll put hot sauce on their lips, like the fucking hot sauce, like the Mad Dog 357 or the Last Dab, and then they get pissed at each other,
Oh yeah.
And somebody will sprint upstairs and into the kitchen sink, and at 2 a.m, you're like, oh, hit him with the hot sauce again.
Again. Can't be the first one to fall asleep, sucker.
Yep, can't be. But yeah, dude, we love hot sauce, and I appreciate the gift, dude. We'll for sure be eating on that. And then we talked about it on the previous podcast, but we got that Carolina Reaper Ranch that we've been smashing. It's good. It's just pretty hot, so you just use that in small amounts. That bottle will last for like 8 years, I think. Because you can't eat too much of that. It's got some heat. That Carolina Reaper's no joke.
Yeah, absolutely. So is there since we got the UFC, is there anybody else on the card besides that main event that you're looking forward to, or?
You know, and I haven't even really looked at the fight card. I know Corey Anderson is fighting. He's got a good fight today, and I can't remember. I blanked. Corey Anderson, they're fighting 205, and he's fighting somebody else. That's actually a way better matchup than the main event. But yeah, there's a few fights on here. It's exciting because our boy, like you said, Danny Molina, who's a fight coach, Skywalker Boxing Academy. I'm repping the shirt right now.
Yeah, you are.
Animal Instinct. He's been coaching for a while. A lot of fighters that fight Victory. And I've gone to his fights multiple times. And now, I mean, that's big time. Anthony Lionheart-Smith being his striking coach or boxing coach, that's big time, you know. So hopefully he does well. Hopefully he sticks with it. It's big for I've been following Lionheart for a while. I think he used to fight like VFC. I've seen him fight for a long time. Now he's in the UFC. And since he's been in the UFC, he's been fucking killing.
Yeah, he's been doing very well. So, yeah, and he's from Nebraska, which is awesome. So, you know, home state boy. Yeah, it's great. I just want to fucking see him do well, and you know, he does well. Molina does well, and that's good for everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, Lionheart, he knocked out Hector Lombard, which was surprising. I remember that. And then just recently, he fought Rashad Evans, got a knockout in the first round, a knee to the face, if I remember right.
Yep.
Knocked him unconscious. And then, I mean, Rashad Evans was a former fucking champion, you know. Shogun Rua is a former champion as well.
And he's ranked 8th.
They say he's ranked 8th. I don't even know the last time he fought.
I mean, you talk, depending on who you talk to, the rankings in UFC are just,
right.
You know, it's hard. Like UFC, what do they call it? UFC math. It's just like this person can't get past this person, but they beat this person who beat the person they can't get past, and it's all crazy. But yeah, this is Lionheart's first main event. So man, hopefully he just goes in there and just fucking rocks the house.
Yeah, and I'm assuming as long as he doesn't do fucking terrible, he will be the main event when the fights are in Lincoln in a few months.
Well, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends. But I think he took this fight over Lincoln because it's a main event, which is good.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, would have done it. So I don't know. I don't think is he even able to turn around and fight that soon.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get banged up, he could definitely. Doesn't get knocked unconscious. Yeah, if it's 2 months away, he can do it. You know, but he just fought maybe 2 months ago Rashad Evans, so I don't know if I don't know if he's gonna want to do that. But we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, he'll probably definitely be there. He'll go, but I don't see him fighting regardless because his last fight wasn't that long ago, and this one.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I don't know anything about fighting, so I just feel like that's just like to have 3 fights within like 4 or 5 months. That just seems really weird. But again, if he comes in and knocks the guy out with his first punch or something,
right?
You know,
yeah. If it goes to it can since it's a main event, it could go 5 rounds. If they go to war for 25 minutes, he might not fight again for the rest of the year. You never know.
Right, yeah.
But if it's a quick, like a first round KO, like his last fight with Rashad, then yeah, I could see him fighting again soon. If he wants it, he'll have the opportunity. He's got a hot name right now. Obviously, if he's headlining a fight card, one in Hamburg, by the way, which is awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorite cities. When I was in Europe a few years ago, we stayed in Hamburg quite a bit because that's where my cousins, she had a flat in Hamburg. Awesome city, man. Super cool. I'm sure Danny's having a blast.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I'm sure the after party tonight is going to be even better if they get the W.
Hell yeah, dude. It's going to be good. So, yeah, I don't think because I'll probably be on the road by the time the fight comes on because I got to get back, which, you know, sucks. So, might go in and just try to record it just so I could watch the fight. So, because it's on what? FS1?
FS1, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely get it. So I'll probably just remind me after this. I'll just go on my phone because I can record it from my phone. So then just, you know, watch the fight. But yeah, that's what we got going on in the background. So are there any other like major fights that have been announced coming up in the UFC, like pay-per-view that you want to see or anything?
Yeah, and I think I'm going to miss it. So going backwards, it was just maybe a few weeks ago they had the UFC fights. Fucking who was the fucking main event? I'm out of the zone. I'm sober.
Right.
Hungover. But I remember the fights were.
Oh, it was that it was Champ Stipe versus. We haven't talked about.
Coleman.
Yeah, that was the last one because I wanted to see that, but I didn't get a chance to. Yeah, Stipe got up. Well, I don't know if he got upset, but he lost. And I like Stipe a lot.
Me too.
So
I did not see that.
Yeah, and then that's when Brock Lesnar came in and that push that looked fucking super fake to me.
Yeah.
Which is whatever, man. If they're pumping it up, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was the last pay-per-view, I believe.
Yep, and that was right after the 4th. Because I remember, I want to say the 4th was at like Thursday or something. that Saturday, we still had some fireworks. So we were all here. We were cooking. And I didn't buy the fights, but allegedly I found an app on Cody. Mm-hmm. Don't remember what the app is, but I was able to stream the fights, and they were HD, no buffering. It looked like I bought the fights.
Oh,
it was fantastic.
Shit.
So they say you can use Sports Devil. I used MMA Junkie, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it that might be not be. It was MMA Planet, something like that, but it worked fucking perfect.
Nice.
So I saved $60 there. So I watched most of the fights. Anthony Pettis got the win via chokeout. I missed that one because we were out shooting fireworks. I was one of those people, but it was only a few days after the fourth, and it wasn't too late. And then there were some great fights that night. And then, Stipe and DC. I know I don't dislike DC. I like DC.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like him, and I don't understand that.
I like him.
I don't understand why you would not like that guy.
His story's great.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
Because he almost died and stuff like that. So
he's so fucking good. I mean, his story was he beat everybody in heavy. He's an Olympic wrestler. In MMA, he beat everybody in heavyweight except for his training buddy and his buddy Cain Velasquez. Didn't want to fight him, so he went to light heavyweight. Beat everybody in fucking light heavyweight except for John Bones Jones, which he fought twice, lost twice, but John Jones did test positive for performance-enhancing drugs, allegedly. So people are like, oh, he's not the fucking champ. He never beat John Jones.
Right.
I could see that. Going into the Stipe fight, Stipe is the legit. He's the truth.
Yeah, and he holds the record for the most at heavyweight, right?
At heavyweight, Stipe is the heavyweight. Was the heavyweight champ?
Yeah, and he holds the record where he defended it 3 times, and no heavyweight had defended the belt that many times in a row in UFC history. Because heavyweights change a lot.
Yeah.
So, so that was again. We've talked about Stipe. I like Stipe. He's great. Firefighter, which is awesome. So, but. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the fight,
okay.
So, but yeah, he ended up losing. Now he lost. It wasn't knockout, was it?
Knockout.
Was it a knockout, or was it? Did he just have to stop it, or like
it was
TKO? Okay,
it was a stoppage.
Yeah,
and it was pretty quick. It was late in the first round, or early in the second round. It looked like Stipe was going to be able to do whatever he wanted. He seemed bigger and stronger than DC. So I thought, I don't think this is going to go the distance, And then, DC likes the dirty box, and he's great at it. And he just kind of had his arm around him and hit him with like a right hook. Just timed right, hit him on the jaw.
Oh, shit.
Stipe went down. I think it was a couple hammer fists, and they stopped it. And everybody was like, holy shit.
Yeah, because now he holds the belt for heavyweight and light heavyweight, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
insane.
That's insane. And then... So that was all exciting, and then afterwards, if you don't know, Brock Lesnar came into the ring.
Yeah, well, I mean, he called him out. He said there's a guy here, which again, I'm sure super set up, which is fine. But yeah, I called him out, and then Lesnar came into the ring, and this fuck just went right up to him and just pushed him.
Yeah, he pushed him, and then started talking shit. He talked shit about Stipe. He talked shit about Francis Ngannou, and it's like, get the fuck out of here. Right. It was real cheesy, real WWE-like, and I don't like how he called those people out.
Yeah, I don't
You don't fucking do that shit. This is, But anyway, whatever. It's fucking Brock Lesnar. Fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit. I think his last fight was against Mark Hunt for like UFC 200. He won the fight, but he tested positive for steroids. He got paid a fuck ton of money, and Mark Hunt didn't. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, well, is Mark Hunt going to get the fucking money? I don't know. I don't know what happened. And then Brock Lesnar was suspended for a year or two, and now he's going to come back for the shot at the fucking belt. Fuck that. That's dumb.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people want to see, because the thing is, like with Jones, it was a tainted supplement that he got popped for. So okay. I mean, who knows how that's going to work out and shit. That's usually not handled with the best, and plus he has prior, and he made some poor life decisions. Which hey man, you're down to party, you're down to party.
Yeah.
But so I mean, hopefully he gets clean or cleared, and it really was a tainted supplement, and then he can come back. And I would like to see him just fucking rock Lesnar's world, man. That would be fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what's gonna happen with him, dude? It's a fun time for the UFC, man.
Yeah.
It's really good. I don't watch a lot of the pay-per-views just because I don't want to spend the money on them, but I try to keep up with them. You know, either through like listening to like Rogan or, you know, following along during the fights on Twitter and shit like that. So, and if it's a really big fight, maybe just find it on Periscope or somebody's streaming.
Yeah, we got the fights pay-per-view a few months ago because we had friends come over. It was the same night as the Crawford boxing fight.
Yeah.
So I think we made wings and ribs and.
Yeah, I don't mind, like, if we, because sometimes it'll fall on a weekend and we'll, like, podcast early and then, like, you know, get the fights. And I don't mind throwing in money for that if we got a couple different people or whatever. Especially if it's, like, a big fight or, you know, like GSP's fight. And I love watching him fight, or, like, I always loved watching Stipe fight. So, but he's not gonna call it quits. Like, he's like, it's just starting. So I think he definitely wants to come back. Right. So you throw him in the mix, you know, be good, man. It's gonna be a fun time at the heavyweight division, depending on how everything falls into place and what matches they make, for sure.
For sure, dude.
Do you think Connor's gonna come back? I mean, at some point, right? Because
I think so.
Does he hold? I mean, technically, have they stripped all belts from him now? Because he hasn't fought in the UFC in what,
2 years?
A year or 2 years.
Yeah,
God, it doesn't seem like it's been that long.
No, when was the boxing match? That was last summer, or no? Last fall?
Yeah, I think so.
With Mayweather. So I mean, it was a year before that almost.
Right.
You know, I think they did take his belt. I don't remember who has all the belts or what weight they were in.
There's just so many different divisions and shit that I don't. And they need more divisions, honestly.
I think so. Oh, for sure.
So, like Rogan's always saying that he thinks they should do a division every 10 pounds.
That makes sense because you got those jumps like at 185, then your next weight class is 205. Like that's a 20 pounds where, what the fuck? Like, that's a big difference. Yeah, I don't know. I think he'll be back. I think the money's there. Whether he wants to fight Diaz for the Diaz-McGregor 3, right? I think that's the fight I would want to see.
Yeah.
A lot of people are want to see him fight Khabib Nurmagomedov.
That's right. Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be a big one.
I think Khabib wins that.
I think so too. I mean, he's a great striker, and then nobody wants to go to the ground with him, you know, at all. So Connor, absolutely not.
I mean, he trained wrestling bears. Like, that's not even a joke. No. He legitimately, like in Kazakhstan, that's what they get, like baby bears, cubs and shit, and they fucking wrestle with them, man. Build up that strength. That's insane.
That's insane. Yeah.
Goddamn crazy people.
Yeah. So I think he comes back. I don't know if he's still trying to box, or I know there's more money there. But, yeah, in the UFC, there's money to be made, and people want to see.
Yeah, but he's a way better UFC fighter than he is a boxer. Sure. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So I think he's going to come back and fight. I think he draws so much attention because people love him or hate him.
Right, yeah.
So either way, you want to watch because you either want to see him fight or you want to see him get hopefully knocked out. Like me, I don't care for Conor. I do. It took me a long time to have respect for him. Once he beat Diaz, I was like, you know what? That's it. Because he had a bunch of fights where I call him like a fluke. Like
right.
Jose Aldo, he caught him. They didn't even have a chance to fight. He fought.
Yeah, I mean, but he still did it.
It.
So yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. But.
And then the other fight, I can't remember his name. He came in. He was losing the fight. The guy took the fight on short, like 11 days' notice. When he lost to Diaz, Diaz took the fight on like 11 days' notice.
Yeah.
Diaz still won. But after a while, I was like, you know, this guy is good. He's not just all hype.
Right, yeah,
but
for sure.
I don't really like him as a person. So if he fights, and he's just so cocky.
And it's always fun to cheer against people.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So, like, we were just talking at the point after the podcast last night when we were not talking about food. We were just talking a little bit about fishing and stuff like that, and how I would say when I was with my dad and he'd go out with his friends, that they would play a game where it was just dollar bets. So whoever got the first fish got $1. So it's first fish, most fish, and the biggest fish.
Okay.
So, and you're like, dude, I love that. Because just like anytime that you just put, even if it's just like $1, you know, you can win something. It always makes it more exciting.
Absolutely.
Especially when you get out there and just like, oh, who's going to get the first? And it doesn't matter. It could be a little bluegill, anything. So, yeah, you go out with 4 guys and you get it. That's $3 you're going to make right there. So then if you end up not getting the biggest one, then you just like lose. But it's always nice to, even if it's $1 ahead.
Oh, for sure.
So, but yeah, so so to have it, I see it the same way where you like root, like I fucking hate this guy or
Yeah.
don't want him to win. And you're rooting for the other guy. You may not even really like the other guy either, but you like him more.
Right.
So yeah, it's always fun for sure.
Yeah.
So and I like Conor. He's exciting. He's
Absolutely.
100% exciting to watch.
Absolutely.
So I enjoy him. I mean, whether I like him or not, I guess for me, it just depends on who he's fighting. So if I like Diaz, I love the Diaz brothers.
Yeah, same
so
here.
if he's fighting him, yeah, 100% would be going for Nick. So is Nate still suspended? Like, cause wasn't he suspended for like 4 years or something for weed or whatever?
I think so.
But I know they've definitely loosened the restrictions on that, and they fucking smoke weed all the time.
Yeah. And then, there's always there's, I think the two fights that everybody's talking about is Conor and Khabib or Conor and Diaz 3. But you have people out there like GSP and other people that would fight him, and Ferguson. I mean, there's a bunch of people that are potential. I think the big money, though, I think is Diaz, and then maybe Khabib.
Right.
But GSP, I think if Conor and GSP
pulls numbers too, man.
and that would be like a super fight just because of his GSP. So, and Conor. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm anxious. I still don't know what's going to happen with the court case deal. He assaulted the people on the bus.
Yeah.
I don't know if he should even be allowed to come back and fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he'll probably. I guess I don't know if they'll put him on probation since he's not from like the United States. I don't know how that works, but
Why the fuck is he not deported? You know what I mean?
I don't know. They'd have to get us every time they want to fight. They just have to go to Ireland.
Yeah, right. Fuck that guy. Yeah, I don't know. I think any other fighter.
They've probably been
like,
kicked out of the UFC.
Yeah, they're like,
I'm
you're
sure.
done. You don't fucking do that. You injured 2 fighters.
Yeah, but when somebody can pull numbers like that, man,
Right.
like he pulls a
different
whole
rules.
entire country. Like when they fight in Vegas, they show all the people from Ireland that come over or claim that they're from Ireland.
All those
It's
filthy
insane.
cabbage eating fucks. Vegas fight smells so bad that fight weekend. Jesus Christ. Just potatoes and cabbage. Fucking bunch of pasty white people getting burnt by that Vegas sun.
Dude, I love that the UFC does travel worldwide. So, like, you know, 'cause they go to, like, Toronto, like, with GSP fights.
Oh, yeah,
because
dude.
that's his hometown. And then when, what's his name? Spider.
Silva?
Yeah, when they'd go, well, he's from Brazil, right?
Yep.
So when he'd go down there and when he was in his prime and they'd fight, man, the fucking arenas just blow the roof off of those places when they start walking out, man. Just gives you goosebumps watching, even if you're not a big fight fan.
Yeah.
Just watching or know much about it, just hear him yell like, "Oh, that's his home country," and people are just passing out, crying, jerking off. You know what I mean? He's like, "Oh, it's the best day of my life."
Yeah, that's one of the most memorable fights. And for a while, it had the record. I don't think it has a record anymore, but it was GSP and Josh Koscheck for the belt, and they were fighting in Canada. I think you're right. I think it's Toronto, somewhere in Canada. And it was like at the time, it set records for attendance and everything. And I just remember Koscheck was talking so much shit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a big Koscheck fan.
No, because he was on Ultimate Fighter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's how I know him.
Yeah.
Because I only watched like 1 or 2 seasons of the Ultimate Fighter, and so like I remember him from there, and that's why I've always enjoyed like Ryan Bader, who I think's in Bellator now.
Okay.
And I think he's doing pretty well there, but he was on the Ultimate Fighter, and I always liked him from that show.
Yeah.
So yeah, Koscheck was always talking mad shit, which again, I don't like people who talk shit, but in the UFC it makes it interesting. You know, you can do well for your career just by talking shit.
I mean, you have to sell the fight.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's not necessarily your job. There's promoters and there's other people, and they have commercials and shit. But if people like that shit, everybody's like, "Oh, this motherfucker talks shit." That's what you have to do. You know what I mean? I think most of the time it's bullshit.
Right.
They want to they just want to train and then fight. But you have to do the press conferences, and then they want you to talk shit because they want people to, man, these guys really don't like each other. They're going to fucking bang when they get in that octagon. And but yeah, I think it's definitely a lot of it is for show, to sell tickets, to sell pay-per-views and all that. So yeah, and there's parts of it I don't like. The WWE style.
And you usually don't see that up until this Brock Lesnar thing.
Right.
So,
in Bellator, it's big, and I like Bellator. Bellator is exciting to watch, but it's way more like WWE, like wrestling style. But again, one of my favorite guys is Chael Sonnen, and that's his style completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love that dude, man. and I love his shit talking style.
Yeah, he's pretty great at it. So he doesn't fight anymore, though, does he?
No, he's a commentator.
Yeah, I mean he's been retired for a while, right?
I think so. He's still completely.
He still talks shit, of
he's
course.
Still jacked.
Well, yeah, I mean he's still gonna train until he
Right.
dies for sure. So,
But did you watch The Ultimate Fighter with him and John Jones?
no, I did not.
So I thought Chael Sonnen was a douche, right? And on the show, he was a douche. And then after the show, they fought, you know. Chael Sonnen almost beat Anderson Silva, and then I think he fought John Jones pretty well. But maybe this is years ago, I don't remember. But John Jones said, you know, he thought Chael Sonnen was crazy because of the way he would like talk. He talked about like, I think, what did he said like some controversial things like about like Anderson Silva's family.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then he talked a lot of shit about John Jones and like on the show, like he would, I guess for the cameras, he would talk a lot. He would just keep up with that. And he grew up watching wrestling, so he loved that style, and he was just relentless. But he said out when the cameras were off, he was like the nicest guy on the set. They said he would hold doors open for people and help old ladies, like that kind of shit. Like he was like a gentleman.
Yeah, so it was like a switch.
It was like a switch. And he said when the cameras were off, he said he was nice to everybody.
Oh, that's
he would
great.
Thanking people on the crew, like he was just a genuinely good dude.
Right.
But I love Chael Sonnen. I love the shit talking, and yeah, I think most of it is just to sell fucking tickets, you know.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with that,
Nothing wrong
man.
with that.
I
You
mean,
got
there's
to.
a reason why the UFC's fucking huge. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously a lot of people like fighting, and a lot of people who like watching, you know, technical versus technical and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But dude, shit talking for the average fan, I mean, you know what I mean? That's why I start, because I don't like train karate or like jiu-jitsu
What?
or anything like that. Yeah, I know. But so yeah, the shit talking is a nice touch for somebody like me who grew up like watching wrestling and shit
Right.
like that. But
Well, I, on the other hand, I am a yellow belt in Taekwondo, so yeah, I'm the real deal. Like, so yeah, to me, I don't need that. I just
Right.
need the technical aspects of it.
I get it.
So, going back to Toronto, it was a huge fight. Koscheck and GSP. Koscheck gets murdered, and I just remember after they let him talk in the ring, and he said nothing but good things about Canada, how he
Right.
loved them, how they were great fans, how he just talked about GSP like he's a great man, he's a
Yeah.
legend. He
Which
was
is
thankful to be there.
usually what happens in fights. They'll talk so much
Right.
shit, and after, which I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you just gotta build it up as we've said. So, but yeah, I remember because I think I watched that fight as well. So yeah, that he did that, which is great.
Yeah, I love seeing that. Yeah, and I think no matter what, even if you dislike each other, I think you earn you
Right.
earn respect fighting. You know, being in the cage with them. So yeah, dude. The next fights that are coming up, I think I'm gonna miss them because of the fucking army. Half my army drills this year have came on, and last year have came on UFC weekends. So I remember. So the fights that are coming up, I don't know what number they are, but I think it's the main event is Cody No Love and the Dillashaw
shit.
rematch, which I missed the first one because of fucking drill. That one I was pissed because we actually stayed in at our unit. Lately we've been going out with tents, just old school, which is stupid. But setting up tents, no electricity, no porta potties, just out there digging holes and shitting and doing army shit. That's pretty much what we do every drill. This one we actually went out to train, came back to the unit and just stayed at the unit. But we were like, you know what? We'll get back to the unit and we'll watch the fights. We'll just stream it off of somebody's computer onto like the computer lab TV.
Right.
And then we didn't get done. We got back. We didn't get done until like 11 o'clock
Oh
at
my
night.
god,
So by the time we were actually able to watch it, it was over.
dude, that sounds horrible.
But it was the 3 belt night. So it was, and they were all phenomenal fights, dude.
Of
But,
course they were.
Yeah, it was the Cody No Love, which he's one of my favorite fighters to watch right now, and Dillashaw. Dillashaw lost. I'm sorry, Dillashaw won. He took the belt.
Okay.
Then Thug Rose fought Johanna Jacek, and Thug Rose won. She got the belt. And then the third one, I can't remember who the third one was. It was another championship match. It was a great match. And whoever was fighting, the underdog won. They took the belt. So I missed that one because of Army, and it looks like in August, I think I'm going to be gone with the Army. I'll miss the Cody No Love and Dillashaw rematch, which man, I want to watch that fight. But yeah, Cody No Love, he's the truth. Going back to the Dominique Cruz fight where he dominated, and I don't know, Cody No Love is awesome. I just probably won't be able to watch those fights. So Pags went to the bathroom. So I'm just chilling with the cat and the fidget spinner right now.
Sorry, my man. Fucking too much coffee this morning.
No worries, dude. No worries. But yeah, I was just saying how I'm probably gonna miss those.
Yeah,
nights because of Army, but
yeah, goddamn Army. That's coming up though, man. You're almost out.
yeah,
It's fucking exciting.
Man. Yeah, absolutely.
Exciting.
Absolutely. But Thug Rose, I don't know when she's fighting again, but yeah, she's fucking awesome.
Yeah, are there any big fights for Cyborg? Who they trying to get to fight her?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. There's nobody in the 145 weight class. So they had, I can't remember her name, but they keep having girls jump up to 145 to fight.
They just get starched, man.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, it's one thing to fight Cyborg anyway, because she's like a robot, like a man robot.
She's like a cyborg.
She's a cyborg. But then when you have like girls that are like, well, you're gonna actually jump up and wait to try to do it, like that's not even right, you know. But Cyborg can't get any lighter. You know, she can't get 140. I don't think. I think
it's pretty damn tough for her to get there. I thought that I've heard people talk about. Yeah. So
I'd like to see her fight Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, that'd be a bomb ass.
I don't know if they can make that happen, or I don't know if they want to fight each other, but I think that's where the money is. I don't think anybody really wants to see Cyborg fight. You know. Yeah, I just don't get excited about it.
Oh, really?
No. I think the last girl was like her first fight in the UFC, and
it was brutal.
And it's like they're just trying to find anybody.
Yeah, she took like 120 headshots or something. Like, I watched that fight. I remember watching. Like, they just need to stop it. Like, this is just embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. All you just think of it just like, boom, CTE, boom, CTE.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know who Thug Rose is gonna fight. I know the last Amanda Nunes fight, I missed that, and that was the Raquel Pennington, and that was the controversial one. We talked about that one with Tower,
right? Yeah,
where she didn't want to continue on in the 5th round, and your coach is like, "Do it," and then she got like brutally knocked out. But yeah, Amanda Nunes she's a fucking savage. I would like to see that Cyborg fighting her. But I don't know if that
I think like GSP, he's still going to fight for a couple more years. I think is his plan. So unless something major happens in the ring or something like that, but I've always enjoyed him. So it was nice, and I enjoyed him because Long really likes him.
Yeah.
You know, which is awesome. But yeah, he's always just seemed like pure. There's never any question if he's going to pass the drug test, or you know, which is great. So,
dude, I'm sure you listened to the podcast when the last time GSP was on Rogan.
Oh yeah. I think we talked about it, dude. It was phenomenal. So good, he's great with his broken English and stuff. Yeah, he's the fucking mental fortitude that guy has is fucking insane.
Oh yeah, man.
So crazy.
Yeah, and it's just great hearing him talk on a podcast and open up about his life and about how
his love for dinosaurs.
And just talk about like sleep and possible aliens and just all that shit. You know, he's a good dude, and how nervous he gets. And
he hates fighting.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, you're going to war, man. You got to be scared. I think everybody's scared. It just depends on how you deal with it. You know.
Yeah, I agree, man.
But
I agree. And I think you just have to, whatever routine you do to get in the zone, you kind of have to get to that zone place. And I do that with work. Like today, like I go back on shift tomorrow. So for me, I always have to get in like a certain zone to be able to go to work. Cat, get the fuck down. So like later on today, I'll just kind of get in the zone of, all right, I'm going back on set because right now I'm on my days off. And then I go back on my set, 24 on, 24 off for the next 10 days. I just mentally get ready for that. And then when I'm at work, I'm in a certain, like, place
work brain.
Work brain. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Where I'm just ready, you know. And I try to be ready for anything, you know what I mean? Like, every day I'm like, you know, this could be the worst day of my life.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So you have to be in a certain zone and just be ready for everything. And then when we get calls, that's what we do, like all day. and I don't know what my pulse or my what do they call that, the biometric, whatever. I don't know what my body's doing, but in my head I'm usually pretty steady. I don't pay too much attention to what dispatch says, because a lot of the times they're wrong. I've gone to calls where,
and they're just getting the information from whoever as well.
Yeah,
so,
and sometimes people are fucking idiots. So I've gone to calls where they came in as, they'll come in like, it sounds terrible. Like, person with a self-inflicted, like a cutting, heavy blood. They're trying to control the bleeding.
Oh shit!
You know, and then you get there and it's like a scratch. And it's like, but to normal people, heavy bleeding is a lot different than if a firefighter is like, oh, there's heavy bleeding. You know it's heavy bleeding.
Yeah, it's bad.
Somebody on the phone panicking, their idea of heavy bleeding is not necessarily heavy bleeding.
Right.
Same thing with smoke. They got heavy smoke. And then it's a haze. Like we get there and it's a haze, and it's like that's. But to normal people
who've
maybe
never been through
who've
anything,
never been to a fire, maybe seen a fire, they think heavy smoke is like a haze. Where a firefighter, heavy smoke is thick black smoke.
Yeah, you can't
4 to
see.
6. That's heavy smoke.
Yeah.
So and then I've had it the other way too, when it came in as like a seizure.
And that's 10 times worse.
That's 10 times worse. Oh my god, dude! Because then. So either way, I go there. I'm like, okay, this is you. I want to know what the call is.
Yeah,
you know,
at least know if it's a fire, medical,
and
car, or whatever.
If it's a medical, I want to know what kind it is. But other than that, I'm like, oh, you never know how bad it's going to be. So I just figured we'll wait to see the patient. Once you see a patient, if it's a medical call, you know, almost right off the bat, judging on their facial expressions, their skin color, like if they're bad or how bad they are, you could tell immediately. If it's asthma, you could look at them immediately and tell, like, okay, this person's really struggling. They're using accessory muscles. They're turning pale. Their lips are blue. or if they're, people will say, I can't breathe. But if you're talking in complete sentences, like you could breathe, you're doing okay.
Right.
If you can't even talk and, you know, like, we're going to have to intubate this person. Like, this is going, let's go. Let's get
Field
this person.
tracheotomy.
Yeah. But I bet the other way is way worse, where it comes in as a seizure. And then you walk in, and then they're doing chest compressions on somebody in here. We had that happen at Shopco. We're like strolling in.
Classic Shopco.
Yeah, we're strolling in, and they're doing fucking CPR, and we're like, oh fuck, why would you tell us? So then we're like, well, hurry up. We're kind of strolling in, looking around. One of the worst ones was a kid. It was in the projects, and I came in as asthma. And this kid is not breathing, no pulse.
Oh,
so
shit.
I remember I'm just getting out of the truck. And my dude from the squad comes running out of the house holding this kid. This kid's limp, and he's like running to the ambulance. I'm like, oh shit, let's go. So, but yeah, like shit like that. That's way worse when you're thinking, oh, it's nothing. I'd rather them be like, yeah, it is bad. This is fucking terrible. And then you get there, you're like, oh, this guy doesn't even need to go to the hospital.
5-alarm fire. 80 people having heart attacks.
80 people having heart attacks. Multiple people trapped on every level. And then you get there, and it's like, oh, somebody burnt popcorn on the microwave. We're back in service. But yeah, so no matter what it is, I try to stay just calm, ready.
And that's probably like the only way you have to. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure, because you've been on the department for how long now? Like over 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So it probably took you a while to, like, do you think it took you a couple of years to get there, or was it like just a year where you're just like, no, I gotta be...
No, I'm still learning, and I'm still getting better. I think at first, especially your candidate year, I'm sure I was fucking jacked up every fucking time the tones went off. Pulse just probably shot off, and you're
Spicy, pull up your pants. I got a boner. I can't get it over.
Adrenaline spiked, you know, and now like it is what it is. Whatever it is, I'm pretty just calm. And I think I'm still getting better at that. And I think I'm, you know, I consider myself a seasoned fireman, and I just stay calm when we make fires. We've been making fires lately, and I'd roll up. Hey, is anybody in the house? Okay, where's the fire? What's the best way to get in there? Are you sure nobody's in the house? All right, let's go. And then we'll do a 360, pack up, we'll go in and do what we got to do. But just, you know, there's people that yell and freak out. Get the fucking hydrant! And Jesus Christ, calm down.
Right.
We didn't start this fucking fire. We're going to do our best to do what we do, and there's no need to fucking scream.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and that's crazy. And like, obviously the only type of firefighting experience that I have is like through the military. But I mean, they really push. Like even when you're training, man, you know those people we've had in our unit that they're freaking out on set. We're like, dude, it's training.
Like those dudes from Boston.
Yeah, but like you just, and it takes a while just to learn to stay calm and like
Yes.
even when you're in there and you're doing search and rescue, and because a lot of people they don't know, like when we train, yes, it's in a burn tower, but we'll do real fire, like
Right.
with
burning pallets
hay,
and wood.
burning pallets, and do the search and rescue, and just even then when you're safe and ways out, you obviously still could get hurt,
Absolutely.
still injured.
Your
so,
pack malfunctions, you can't
and you're
breathe.
in the burn
Yeah.
room and shit. Yeah, absolutely. So it takes a little bit just to breathe. I remember a couple times just going through, just having a little mini panic attack, or like when you're going through fire school, it takes a little bit to learn. And again, I don't even know it and that's just barely on the level of it. So just learned, just to breathe. And you got people, the big rule is, you never run on a fire scene and people are just like freaking out. But like you said, those guys from Boston, man, when we teamed up, Jesus, man, it was just fucking yelling in your face, like, let's go. I'm like, oh my God, calm it
'Cause
down.
They were all right dudes. We shared the tent with them.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were awesome. And then once we went out to training and we went to the burn tower and we did rotations, that AT in Wisconsin, Wisconsin, we did rotations where it was a bunch of different groups. It was firefighter units from like Washington, California,
Yep. Us and then
Boston, and maybe another one, Wisconsin, maybe. I can't remember if they were there or not. But yeah, so we rotated doing ride time with their fire department, and then rotated out at training where we're doing actual burns where they're burning pallets and stuff like that. And they would have scenarios ready for us, dummies trapped in that, and we would react and then just respond and then fucking sucking dick and kicking ass. But those Boston
In that
guys,
order.
in that order. But those Boston guys were screaming like, have you not used the radio before? Like the radio is hard enough to speak. When you have a respirator on,
right?
Your SCBA, like it's already tough to hear talking through that clearly through a Motorola. But when you're screaming into a radio, how do you think anybody's gonna understand what you're saying?
Yeah, and that was the biggest problem. That's how you just got to talk normal. We kicked ass, dude. 245th.
Yeah.
I feel, and I just don't like. I mean, it sounds like we're bragging, and I mean I am, but we always had like. I felt all our units were always the best. I mean, we were obviously you're at the helm of it, so we were, well trained, and we had a lot of fire experience with people, and it was just everything always seemed to go smooth. I feel we always did well, and we always improve, on every run. But
I would have put us up to any detachment in the fucking country.
Yeah.
I think we were better than any full-time. Firefighter.
And you truly did. We all believe that for sure.
And the thing was, and that sounds cocky, but we just had a lot of people with different disciplines that came together. I think if you're an active duty firefighter in the military, you just don't have experience like working for a city.
Right.
They don't, like we talked about before, they're all type 1 construction, all sprinklers. There's not slums. You know what I mean? You don't have shitty apartment meth houses that catch on fire on an Air Force base. They're all type 1 construction. So they have fires, and even the Fort McCoy guys. We did ride time with them for a couple weeks. Like, when's the last time you guys had a fire? Oh, we had a fire in the laundry room like 3 years ago. It's like, fuck. Well, we're not going to get one in this week. We're riding with you probably, but who knows? But they just don't have the experience of somebody who works for a city, especially if you're in a part of town where there's fires because there's just bad conditions. And, so like me and Whitey being on departments. And then we had a dispatcher that worked dispatch for the police.
Yeah. So his dispatch was great. So we covered it. And then
Biggie Boogie, who was full time. He was like an electronic guru, combo guru. He was attached to special forces when he deployed. So he had multiple disciplines, and you were all around, like just fucking all around solid.
Yeah, and Harry, he was in there, and he was getting on departments at the time, and him and I were roommates, so we would do stuff. So you have that team building where. We're really good friends, live together all the time. So that teamwork was, already built. We didn't have to try to force anything there. And then and then Chop. He was how many years on a volunteer?
Years.
And so just knowledge throughout the whole unit. It was just always fun doing that stuff. But like I said, we were always just relaxed and just through. And then Ernest was in the 245th for a while. And
That's right.
So.
I think we were killing it. And then I think a lot of other people wanted to be in our unit, but we would do other units would do drills, and then we would do the drill, and we would fucking kick ass every time. But and what we did is, so when I was in charge of 245, we went to Wisconsin, and I was there 24 days. I went advanced. You guys were there for 21 days. And for me, the biggest thing was we just got to just be competent with everything we have. So I think the first thing we did was we went to that parking lot by the church. We hooked up to a hydrant, and we used every tool on the truck.
Every single tool.
We used the chainsaws. We even used the fucking the not the Breslin, but it's the piercing nozzle.
Oh yeah, dude, stuck into a trunk.
Stuck it into a tree trunk.
And for people who don't know what a piercing nozzle is, what it is, it looks like a big, for the
Spear,
lack of
like
a better
spear.
term, it's like a big, big ass spear. And what happens is, so say if you go to a fire and there's like a fire inside a wall, you could just push that right into the wall, and when you turn on the water, it just sprays out the end of the nozzle, like the part that you shove in.
And the side.
And the side. So it just goes everywhere. And so we never had any reason to use it. And you said when you pulled over, like, we're using literally everything on here. So yeah, we found like I think a dead trunk and just stuck it in there just to see how we can use it. And that was nice, that like for sure helped because we got these trucks and
then we used all the saws. We used the
K12 chainsaw.
Yep. We flowed the 1 3/4 nozzles. We flowed the 2.5. Used the ground monitor. I love launching shit with that ground monitor. And we got used to just starting up the power equipment, the power fan, and the thing is just knowing how to start it under stress in the dark. Under shitty conditions, maybe it's raining. Yeah,
you can't see like you said.
Yeah, and so everybody got used to starting up all the equipment, And we have been doing this for a while, but when we're doing AT and we're with a bunch of other units from other cities,
you gotta look crisp.
And I don't want people fumble fucking with tools. So we fucking killed it, man. We flew, I don't know how many thousands of gallons of water.
It's so much.
I don't even think we have permission. We're just like, fuck it.
We just hooked up to their
hooked up to their hydrant. Like, if their public works comes out, they're like, this hydrant is there's a problem. But yeah, that was great, and I think every time we went to scenarios, we did our best. I know Winey got frustrated a bunch.
Yeah,
that's because the scenarios are sometimes unrealistic.
Yeah. He wasn't frustrated at us.
No, not at
us.
Because
we'd kill, but it's just like, come on, that would never happen.
Right.
Like we have.
But I think that's because we were fucking kicking ass.
Yeah, probably.
So like they pulled. I remember he pulled a second line, went all the way up into like the attic, and then they were like, that engine that.
Yeah.
The engine shut down. It's not working. Which I mean, it wasn't true.
Right. They simulate.
They
stuff.
simulated. Okay, this is the hose line doesn't work. The engine's having a problem.
Right.
He's like, fuck! I just drug this hose all the way.
Yeah. So then they went and get another line, and then as soon as they get into the house, they're like, line exploded. Yeah. You got to cut it off. Yeah. And he's like, this never happened. So yeah, it's just like you're going in and out. Like you're literally making it impossible. Right. I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be easy, but like the pump just goes down. Like, come on.
So we had scenarios where, this malfunction. Okay, now you two are down. We got 3 firefighters down. So then you're adapting to that. Then we're throwing ladders, and then the mission shifts to get these firefighters out and just evacuate. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I love doing the training scenarios like that. And I remember once, and I fucked up. And this is hilarious. I was so worried about everybody else doing their thing that I neglected to have my fucking pack on. So,
which, I mean, the thing is shit like this happens. It definitely happens. I mean, you get sidetracked to anything,
right?
But so I totally forgot about this.
I hop off the engine, and I'm like, all right, you get the hydrant, you pull the line. We're gonna go up the back stairs, and I think the fire's in there. I got to do a 360. I got to establish command. So I'm like focusing on all this stuff. I go up to the nozzle. Get ready to throw my pack, take my helmet off, throw my pack on. I don't have my fucking pack on. I have to go back to the engine.
No
air. And it was hilarious. I was still laughing about it,
Fuck!
Yeah. Are you ready to go? Where's your fucking pack? Oh, fuck.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah. And I did that at work before. At work, our packs are right there. Before we hop off the rig. But with the fire unit, I think since the rig was so high up, we would get out and then reach for a pack. But I remember, I think it was my first year on the job, and it was a house fire, and I was fucking amped up. I get in the house, and as I start walking towards where the fire was, I don't remember if it was a back bedroom, I feel my hands getting fucking hot, and I'm like, motherfucker, I don't have my fucking gloves on.
Did you have them with you?
I had them with me.
You just didn't put them on?
That's the last thing I put on.
Right, yeah, because you got to put your mask on and shit like that.
So I put my gloves on before I get out of the rig. Okay. I grab Bonnie, which is my pike pole.
Right.
I usually do a 360. I try to talk to anybody that's around, whether it's somebody from the house or neighbors, anybody in the house. And then we do a 360 to look at exits, to look where the fire is, to look at conditions, look at all that stuff. And then when we get ready to push in, I'll take my gloves off, take my helmet off, throw my pack on, put my hood up, put my helmet on, put my gloves on, and then I go in. And I mean, I have a system now. My first year on, obviously.
Yeah.
Then it wasn't calm like now.
Right.
Then I'm sure my adrenaline.
Yeah, you're like shaking. Yeah,
140.
for sure.
So yeah, I just remember going in. I can't see. I just remember thinking, oh, my fucking hands are.
Oh shit!
So then I had to fumble fucked. Oh my god! I don't think I told anybody.
Oh no, you don't. Hell no. Hell no.
Well.
That's great. Was this? I can't remember. Was this on the podcast that you were telling us, or was it after about the text about calling it? It might have been on the podcast with Harry.
What
Do you
text?
remember about when you said you thought you were gonna get a structure fire or whatever? And you texted the group.
Yeah.
Was that on the podcast? I can't remember.
I think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to tell it again. I
Okay.
couldn't remember, but yeah, we were talked about it more.
Yes.
Afterwards, and I was just like, yeah, of course you're still gonna get shit for it, but
Yeah, because Harris had a similar thing happen, and yeah.
that's right. He just didn't tell. Yeah, that was on the podcast.
And I
So
was like, are people still mad at you for it? Because they'll bring that shit up to me.
yeah.
Or they'll ask, like, are we going to get a fucking multiple on fire today, you think? I'm like,
Right.
yeah. And I'll
Yeah.
tell them, like, I don't
So
know.
what I was gonna say was, yeah, if you told anybody that you did, like, they would be like, every time you go into a fire, probably still not like, hey, make sure you got your gloves
Yeah,
on,
make
because I know I would.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, it's funny, man.
Yeah, it's good shit, man. I do miss the fire training though, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, good times. I mean, I'm definitely glad I'm not in anymore, but like, because the army shit always outweighed the firefighting stuff.
For
and,
sure.
That
For
sucks.
sure, man.
But
I mean, but going back to the unit I'm in now versus what we had, it's not even close.
right.
Like it's pretty unorganized, and the morale is about low as fuck. But it is what it is, and the job is just not fun.
Right.
It's chemical
Ugh.
versus back in the day, the firefighting is awesome.
What if you could pick one thing that you do like about it?
The
Like
new unit,
yeah. I mean, do you like?
I like
dealing
that. I like that it's close, and not
Okay.
an hour away or 3 hours away, like when the unit moved to Des Moines. But that's really the only thing.
Yeah, because I know, like you said, when you went and did your AT last year,
That was fun.
yeah, because you got to go through all like the basic stuff. So I mean, that would have been, at least nice as far as that goes.
Yes,
So.
that was different. That was a lot of fun. I did all the basic training stuff, from the gas chamber to the obstacle courses to the rifle and machine gun range to what other basic land navigation,
Yeah.
day and night in the woods in Missouri. Yeah, that shit was fun because that's stuff I hadn't done in a long time. But yeah, I don't know what AT this year. We're gonna be in Minnesota 3 weeks, living in a tent.
It's your last one though,
My
man.
last one.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I still think you need to throw like a retirement party.
I might,
though.
dude. I probably
like
will.
just, I mean, even if it's just for like, I mean, whoever you want, obviously it's yours. But just like, I think a lot of the Army guys and old Army guys, maybe would come out and stuff like that for sure. So
Yeah, I think so, man. And everybody's hit me up about it.
right,
Camus is like, you need to do it. And then even my buddy at work, Grieve, he's a firefighter I work with, and he was Army for a long time, and he's even like, no, you have to do it.
Right.
So I think, yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'll probably end up doing it.
hell yeah.
I don't like attention like that,
Right.
But it's more about bringing people together.
Yeah, I know exactly, and that's what sucks because like he's like, I mean, it'll be way past by the time this podcast comes out, but like next weekend he's having his coming home party,
Yes.
and I'm like, I'm gonna be on vacation with JPAG's family, so I can't make it.
Right.
I know like other people have drill and shit, so yeah, to get all like the old Army guys together doesn't happen very often. It's
Right.
usually like weddings or like bachelor parties or
Yes.
something. So like this, I feel a lot of people would make it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think so too, man. I would have to have it at like a bar or something, or 'cause
yeah.
I think a lot of people would come. I'm definitely not doing anything like that at my house.
No.
So yeah, we'll see. As it gets closer, I'll probably end up. Right now, I was against it, and the more I think about it and talk to people, the more I'm
Yeah.
leaning
And
towards
so now you said that you're drilling through December just to be safe and everything, right? Is
Yes.
the plan?
Yes.
Now, does this unit typically have drill in December? Because I know our fire units never did, and
No.
it was great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, because we'd have from November to January off. So
Yeah.
and it's usually like early November.
Yeah. No, this unit drills a lot, and they're up for they're gonna deploy, I think.
Okay.
I'm almost certain. For a while, it was like 2 drills a fucking month, and then a lot of extra training. And then, yeah, we have drill in December, like the first weekend of December. And I think the second weekend of December is the Army-Navy football game, which I'm excited about. At my firehouse, 2 of us are Army, 2 are Navy. And Army won last year, and it's going to be gigantic this year. So I'm not doing anything that day. We'll fucking party for that. Next year, they have AT and the NTC rotation.
Oh, okay.
So the NTC is the National Training Center in Fort Irwin, California.
Suck. I've never been, but from what I heard, everybody goes, it's the worst.
It's great training, but it does suck. Nobody, like I went there when I was with the Big Red One. I'm throwing that out because it's cool. When I was in the Big Red One before our Bosnia deployment, we went to NTC and we went to JRTC in Fort Polk, Louisiana. They both sucked. You're in the Mojave Desert. The thing that's cool about it is they bring units there to prep for deployments.
Okay.
And they'll bring like a whole division down there, and they have the full-time people that work there as evaluators and as enemy. So you run through your job scenario, and my job at the time was infantry, so it was just war games. Mm-hmm. What was cool about it was it's full-scale training. So everybody has the Miles gear, which you shoot. How that works is you wear a halo on your helmet, you wear a vest, and at the end of your weapon, you have a laser. When you shoot a blank round, it triggers the laser and it shoots. And then if you hit somebody, it'll either ping, like you're close, or it'll alarm, meaning you're hit. So they have everybody from soldiers all the way up to the generals in the war games, where they're in their room, they're doing their fucking planning and adjusting. You have the Air Force there. And then how we did it at the time, and this was a long time ago, I don't know if it's still the same, but you had like the casualty cards sealed and in your helmet, and on there it would show you what's wrong. So you get hit, your alarm goes off,
you have to pull out the card.
You pull out the card, and it might say, you have a gunshot wound to your right femur. It might say you're unconscious. It might
put them down.
Yeah. So then you have to adjust from there, and then it starts at buddy aid. Your buddy does aid, maybe pulls out and now it's called a IFAC, like your individual first aid kit. Mm-hmm. You pull out your IFAC, start buddy aid, and then from there you request medical, and it might just, you need an ambulance, or you might need a medevac helicopter. And if you need a medevac helicopter, you call in a 9-line, and a fucking helicopter lands, and it takes you. Jesus. I died in training all the time. I die in training all the time because I'm not a fucking camper. Yeah, right. I'm aggressive. I died once in Korea doing war games, and I got taken to some other base like 2 hours away, and then I got read my last rites or whatever from some priest or some shit or chaplain.
That'll put it in perspective for you.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. What I remember the most is I get in this 113 tank, and I'm like, where are we going? They're like, oh, you're going to camp something where they're taking the dead people. I remember it took the whole next day to get back to my unit. That's how far away. That's how big the operation is. But I was sitting in a 113, and there was a woman, a female soldier, driving, and there was one like in the gunner seat. Her crotch was by my head, and it smelled fucking terrible. Oh my god! Like gaggy, terrible.
That bad, huh?
It was fucking awful, and I'm just like, I don't know. And we're in the field, so she might not have showered for a week.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
I mean, she obviously didn't shower for a while. When you're in the field, you can't shower. You right. Baby wipe it.
That's why it's a lot easier for males.
Yep, and she might have had, and they have different parts than we do. I don't know if you know that, Pags.
Yeah, just a little.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
What?
Yeah.
Since when?
But I remember that, and when I was in NTC, I didn't shower for 17 days.
Jesus,
in the Mojave.
I mean, just the baby wipe shower.
Just baby wipes.
Field showers.
Just baby wiped it for 17 days. I remember I finally got in a tent shower, and I took my gear off. I couldn't really smell it. And then once I got out of the shower and I picked up my gear, it's like fucking salty and fucking stiff.
Yeah. The worst that I've ever gone is 3 weeks. It's just like last month. No, but it was at the end of my AIT. Okay. So I do fire school, and I was there again, it would have been in 06 from April to August.
Okay.
So I got home August 2nd. The reason why I remember is because my dad's birthday is August 2nd, and I remember them picking me up at the airport. So the last 3 weeks, so it would have been, end of July into August, we had to do it was just like, it was a training exercise, but we were out in the field in Texas for 3 fucking weeks. And maybe it felt like maybe it was just a week. I don't know. It was fucking long, but it was I think it was just a week, but it was the Texas heat.
Yeah.
And so it was like triple digits, and we were still doing like, bounding operations, and
Jesus.
it's just disgusting. So
Texas, they don't fuck around in the summertime.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I spent a few summers down in Texas. It's hot.
Yeah, it's insane.
When I was in College Station for Teeks, for some fire stuff, there was a Nigerian dude from the Houston unit there, and I asked him, I said, is it hotter here or in Nigeria? And he was like, oh, it's way fucking hotter here. I was like, Jesus.
I was not expecting
No,
that.
I wasn't.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So how long were you sitting there then? Like in the tank?
Oh, I don't remember. It was at least probably 2 hours to get to this base, and then we had to get, and then I got read the rights by the chaplain, and then they process you, and then you have to. Because how it works is every single person in the theater has to train at their job. So if your job is to read rights to dead soldiers, and then there's other people whose job it is to process the dead soldiers, and for them to be able to do their job all the way, everybody is in play for this. So you have to do the whole exercise from start
which
to finish.
it has to be that way, so
Right.
for sure.
When most of the time when you do that, it's platoon on platoon, squad on squad. So you do a scenario, it might last 30 minutes. You index, you talk about it, you reset your gear, get ammo, and then you start again.
Yep.
With large scale operations where you have Air Force, Army, medics, everybody, the generals are in there. It might be a day.
Yeah.
So I got, and I didn't know where my unit was and what was going on, and I just sat on this fucking fob until I think the next day, and then I got on some kind of transport to get relinked with my company platoon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty crazy. NTC was the same way. It's just a gigantic operation where you're in the Mojave Desert, and every year people die. Like every rotation, people die.
Yeah.
It's scary. We had people get hit with artillery while we were there.
Holy shit.
And I don't think they died. But there was a couple. I heard they were critical. I didn't see it. But they have your live fire areas where you can't go. So if you don't know land nav, they have gigantic impact areas because they have everything from tanks, artillery, and fucking A-10 Warthogs shooting into the impact area. So you don't go there.
Yeah, if you fucking land nav right into that bitch, it's going to be a surprise awakening.
Right. And then you have your training areas, but people get run over, people get killed. A little bit before I went there, we heard about 2 Rangers. They were doing trench. And what happened was, I still remember how to do the trench drill. It's pretty fun to do, but it just doesn't seem realistic at all. Where you lay down, you roll over to the edge of the trench, you're feet to feet, you prep your grenades, you throw the grenades, you roll away. As soon as they impact, you're into the trench. One person's one way, one person's the other way. You start clearing the trench. You start going around the corner. What happened was, I guess the grenades went off at separate times. So they must have pulled them at. So one of the grenades went off,
shot
the other one up, and then that one detonated at like floor level where they were at, and I think both those guys died.
Yeah, and that could easily happen.
We almost ran people over when we were at NTC. They were sleeping like away from their vehicle or something, and we almost ran into their cot.
Oh my god!
So it's like, you have a whole Big Red 1 division out there,
right?
Plus support elements, and you have a big desert, and people.
Yeah, because then you read or hear stuff that Army people died in like a training exercise. Yeah, shit like that, man. You got to train real.
Right.
I mean, when you're in, like you said, infantry and shit like that. Yeah. So,
and most of it is avoidable. It would be a nightmare to die in training, but people like not using ground guides or people in between vehicles and vehicles not in park, and it rolls and crushes people. Or if you're sleeping out there, that's the thing. Like, you just have to be fucking careful, man, because you got people driving around with night vision goggles. They're driving too fast. You go into an area where there's people sleeping that it's not marked. Anything could happen out there. Then you have your accidents that happen with ammunition and weapons. And that's probably, I don't know what the main cause of. I would think it's accidents, people rolling over in the desert or getting crushed. But yeah, NTC, they're going. and I'll be out. And they got an NTC rotation, and they got a week in Fort Riley for weapons.
Right.
Just a lot of training.
Yeah, but yeah, you'll be done.
Like
even you, I remember you saying, you're like, yeah. He's like, even if they deploy before I get out, I'll go.
Yeah.
As soon as I get that letter, see ya. Yep. They don't have to keep you there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. There's no such thing as stop loss anymore.
Right.
So they can't like before.
Explain what stop loss is for people who don't know.
So before, what they would have is shortages, and there's critical shortages. They say in multiple like careers. So like if you're say a medic. And they're short on medics. They're not getting the recruiting. They don't have enough available medics. And you sign a contract for 4 years. Well, it's wartime and we need medics. You're staying. You're actually deploying. Which would be an absolute nightmare. It's fucked up because it's a contract. And if it was the opposite, and you're like, hey, I know I only did 3 years, but I want to get out a year early. I don't like this. The Army's like, fuck no.
Nope, staying. You signed the contract.
So it's fucked up that the Army could go the other way and be like, hey, we actually need you. You're staying. So they can't do that anymore. But people went on deployments because of stop loss. People couldn't get out because of stop loss. Well, your job is too critical. We need you as mission essential. We can't let you out. What a nightmare. People died. Stop loss. They should have been home, and they died. But they don't do that anymore. So now if, like, say they had a deployment, I'm sure they would not take me. I'm under 6 months, but... if they did, I would say, yeah, I don't care where you guys are going. I'll go for a month and then go, But yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, the unit's trying to get right and get ready. And
yeah, but the thing is it takes not, I guess, with units like that are just National Guard or whatever. It like once you decide that you deploy, there's a lot to do. So by the time, say if they even said it today, by the time they go, it probably wouldn't even be until next year or something like that.
Yeah, we are not a rapid deployment unit or anything like that. They would have to do a train up for months, probably somewhere else, and but it looks like it's going to happen. I'm not sure when, but yeah, they said they're next up on our half of the country they're next up for rotation. There's a lot of people still deploying. Do you know where Mading is or where he went?
The last I knew for sure, I want to say Kuwait, but I don't know that 100%. But again, I can't remember because I know Long's there maybe for like a little bit, or maybe that's just what he has to say and there's somewhere else or whatever. But that's if I were to put money, I would say Kuwait.
Okay. So. Yeah, because I ran in, like I said, I ran in him, and he said there was 3 places, and they were leaving here pretty soon. But he said there was 3 places that were possible, and it was like Qatar. I don't remember. There's Jordan, maybe, and then one other one. Yeah. So,
but yeah, I think that's where he put. Like I said, we got that Army Snapchat group, and I thought that's what he had said in there. But again, maybe that just was a stop that he was at before, because he hasn't put a lot in. I know he posts on Facebook every once in a great while, but he just posted on Facebook, I think today, that he was somewhere where he went before the first time he deployed to Iraq or whatever. Okay. So he's like the camp's not there anymore. Oh no shit. But yeah, you'll have to. I'll show it to you like when we get off. But yeah, dude, He's almost done. He has like a year and a half left. So I think so. And then he's got his 20 in and he's getting out and he's doing it right, man. Getting his deployment in for it. He's getting his rank for it. Yeah. So
and I think he really likes the Army.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
I'm at the point where I know it's just 1 weekend a month, but it's a weekend where something's gone. I'm missing something every single drill. And then it's always an overnight, So.
I mean, it's not like you haven't given your time. You know what I mean? Right. You're 20 years. You're active duty. You've been deployed. Yep. Yeah, I get it.
I've done time. And then at this point, there's not much I'm getting out of this.
Right.
I'm getting a little bit extra money. And I do my best to pass on knowledge. We have a lot of young soldiers. They got soldiers that were being born when I went to basic training. You know what I mean? Like 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids. Yeah. I've been in the Army longer than you've been alive. So I try to pass on information to them, and I still learn a lot. I'm not even MOS qualified for my job, but I'm a hazmat tech. Right. So I understand a lot.
MOSQ? You got to be MOSQ for that?
So, I don't know. Yeah, at this point, I'm ready to be done. Ready to enjoy full summers, without having to go somewhere for 3 weeks and live in a tent and enjoy every single weekend off. And
you gonna pick up like another part-time job because I know you always got to be busy.
I am. I'm looking at the possibility of being an instructor at the college.
Oh, dude, that'd be
for either medical or fire, and
right.
That pays pretty well, and I think at this point, I'm knowledgeable enough.
You're just gonna have people just taking classes just to take classes with you. I might just come up and start taking classes. But JPEG's gonna start taking classes up in that home area. That cool? I'm gonna drive up there like every Wednesday, work from the home office, and then just go take a class.
Yeah, dude. Or just thinking about maybe doing like a normal job where it's not like an emergency or
something you just relax your mind but still work. Yeah.
Like work at a fucking. It would have been Blockbuster, but now there's no more Blockbusters. I think that'd be great. Like,
right.
Well, what movie are you getting? Oh no, don't get that.
Yeah, you would be great at that for sure.
Stress. But no, I don't know. I'm definitely I gotta pick something else up, or maybe I'll take classes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll learn another skill. But yeah, I'll cross that bridge once I get to it. Right now, I'm just focused on finishing, and then the next chapter begins.
Dude, that's fucking. I'm excited for you, man.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. Like I've said before, I think I'm looking into I just need to do something because since I work from home and I don't mind my job and it's good and it's nice to be at home. Like so, if something happens with G, I can just go get him really quick and stuff. So it definitely works out for our family now. But just being at home, all those hours and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking for something. Maybe just go like sling pizzas or. I thought maybe about trying to pick up a bartending job somewhere. Cause I always liked bartending, and I just want to be like at a dive bar. Like I don't want to get like, I don't need orders like Tom Collins on the rocks, all like this shit. Like I don't mind learning stuff there, basic, mixed drinks, but just somewhere, pour me a fucking Bud Light, bottle, can, or draw type shit. Yeah. Just I like talking to people.
Right.
So,
yeah, you're great at that.
So I think that would be fun, like 1 or 2 nights a week, just get that extra cash.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I might want to pick up some type of a hobby too, and we need cash for that. So I haven't decided what that's gonna be yet. So
yeah.
I'll just like try a bunch of different stuff. I'll just like be in wood burning for like a couple weeks and then just move on to like something else. Who knows? But second part-time job you could do is just get us some sponsors for this podcast. Listen, we have like 10 people that listen. You pay us, we'll promote your shit.
Yeah. Or reach out to Lowe's.
Shouts out Tito's.
Menards, Tito's, Taco Bell. I don't know. We'll fucking get some sponsors.
It's like the worst shit. That's what we should get sponsored by. Just like the worst stuff. That stuff never works, and we just promote the fuck out of it. But like people know, it's like the worst shit. So
I would pimp anything. Dude. Imagine if we got $10,000 a year. That's fucking enough for new computers, new microphone, we get some software if we wanted to, and
absolutely
recliners, and I mean, fuck, dude. I'll work on it. I'll see if
I would take $1,000 a year.
$1,000, really $1,000 a year. Every year we could get a new microphone and a new computer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we'd start paying for the meals. We could even we're doing crab legs and shit.
Yep.
Fuck chicken, bitch. We're doing.
I mean, it is a cooking show, so maybe like Pit Boss or Traeger, Green Mountain, one of them can like reach out.
Rectech.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, man. It is a cooking show. I'll reach out to Sean Evans, maybe.
Yeah. They'd be like, so what are your numbers? Like, we don't even know what our download numbers are because I don't even know how to check.
I don't know how to check.
I think like I got an email once and I like tried to get into looking at it, but I couldn't figure it out. Like it's, but it would be funny just to see. I mean, we can look at numbers from our website, but like as far as like downloads from like iTunes. And we're not like we're only on iTunes. We're iTunes and YouTube. We're not on like Stitcher or like anything else.
The app I use, it's on there, and I use.
Oh yeah, because you don't have an iPhone.
I don't
weird fuck.
I don't know what it's called, but the app I use, it's on there. So I think any streaming website, it's gonna be on there. It's Beyond Podcast is what I use.
Oh, nice.
And it's on there, so yeah, dude. I'll work on trying to get some sponsors. That would be great, man.
Just be so funny.
And every now and then I'll run into somebody who's like at Last Drill.
Yeah.
My buddy Burrow's like, hey man, I've been listening to your fucking podcast.
Oh, nice.
And there's people that listen to it that don't even tell us, I'm sure,
Yeah. Well, like I've had that before where it was like last year or I think or the year before I was I was talking to somebody I hadn't seen and I just know her like it used to be somebody that I work with like at Applebee's and it was like his best friend and I was talking to her and like we get along. She's I think she's either still in the Army or like just got out, so she was in the reserves and stuff. So we'd always talk about that, and she's like, "Hey, I listened to a couple of your podcasts." I was like, "I didn't even know you knew I had one," you know. So I think they might be a little bit higher, and I mean, I'm sure it doesn't take much for us to offend some people to stop listening. Just give a listen for 5 minutes, but you know, but I think it would be funny just to like get the like actual numbers.
Yeah,
somehow.
that would be awesome.
And if we took the time, but again, we just do it so we can hang out. So
Right.
I could really care less.
Yeah, and people ask me, I'm like, man, I have no idea. I said, but it's not about that, you know. Like like we've always said, we're not trying to get famous. We're just trying to have fun, bring people together.
Yeah.
Like this weekend.
I mean, it has become a little bit of agenda, and I've said it once, I'll say it again. It would be nice to get just famous enough for us to get on Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be
dude.
the only reason I would want to
Right.
get famous, if we can be on there.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe be on our own separate episodes, and then we could be on, you know, together as one or something. Like, that's honestly the real goal at this point for me.
For sure.
So even if it's just like that, you get a little bit famous to get on, I'll just go with you and watch your taping. I would be 100% awesome with that. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't do it, dude. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking doing this without Pags. Are you crazy? Sean. We'll get Sean on a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he would love to come on.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. For show.
So
Well,
what are you thinking, dude?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, we got a little bit of time left. We can, if you just want to talk about some like TV shows or something. I know we talked about them the past couple of podcasts, but
Yeah, dude, I was going to talk about rap music a little bit.
okay, yeah,
And then, we could talk about some TV, Netflix.
We'll pop smoke and get out of here. I got to get back home.
Yeah, sounds good, dude. Yeah, so rap music, been a fan, you're a fan. Lately, I've been downloading albums. I have Spotify again, because it was like $10 for I think 4 months or something like that.
Right.
So I like that, having the subscription, because there's no commercials. I could play whatever I want versus I have to like rotate it and there's commercials. And, but I downloaded Kanye's album. I didn't love it.
Yeah, it's a general consensus
Yeah.
from what I've heard.
Drake's album, I listened to that twice, 2.5 times. It's okay. There's like 25 songs.
Jesus.
A lot of them sound
Yeah,
same.
I haven't listened to any new albums at all lately, so
I helped my sister move, and then I had to go to a garage and like fucking Elkhorn. That was like that day I drove for about 2 hours. And I had the
my
kids,
God.
you know, so
Yeah.
they were helping move. And we listened to the album, a little bit more than once because it's 2 hours. You know?
right.
And then I listened to it a little bit that night. I had to fix put a new belt on the washing machine. So Cam was just kind of helping me with that, and then we were listening to it. But Drake's album was all right. Nothing really stood out to me, and a lot of it sounded the same. 25 songs is a lot for an album. And then what I did really like Pusha T's album,
Okay.
Daytona. And that's like 7 songs, and I really enjoy that album. I listen to that quite a bit. Like the summer when I have my daughter, I don't. And I was kind of telling you this. I don't think about the music that much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how it's just whatever, you know. But when my daughter's in the car, my daughter and her friends are in the car, two other girls are in the car. Like when we went to KC, I really pay attention to what is being said because, and I know this is a thing, but I don't realize how offensive rap music is towards women.
Oh yeah,
unless
absolutely.
You have a 12-year-old.
And you'll sing like the lyrics and stuff, and that's like, I think we've had this conversation before where people be like, you know, like what they're saying, and somebody was talking about, I think it was somebody I used to work with. They were talking about Kesha, and I know it's rap. I'm gonna bring it back. So just hold on a
it's
second.
all right.
But
I'm a fan of Kesha.
Yeah, no, me too. And then they were talking about, you know, these kids are just going around, you know, singing about like Jack and Coke and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, but they don't know what they're singing about. Like, you know, I listened to Eminem since he came out, and I was in like 8th grade, and yeah, I knew he said words, but I never really thought about what he was actually saying until I was older. So
Right.
I get that,
Yeah.
but like a lot of times it's just like the beat and the flows and just like certain, you know, lyrics. But yeah, it is 100, and especially when you're watching the music videos and
Yeah.
shit like that, it's definitely disrespectful to
Oh
women.
my god, dude. Yeah, so like we'll be in the car and the song will come on. I'm like, nope. Or it'll be playing if I'm not familiar with, because she likes rap music. I think a lot of kids. I think rap right now is the most popular genre of music. So they know rappers. They like rap music. But any song.
Yeah, they're probably listening to way worse stuff.
Right. But it's like, song comes on and they're like, fuck bitches and
get money
and fuck these hoes. I'm like, maybe not this song, but yeah, I don't know. And then what is funny is, you know, that rapper that died, the XXX Tayshion.
Oh yeah,
guy.
yeah.
I had no idea who he was. I heard of his name before.
I've heard of him, but I didn't know any of his music or anything.
The kids love this guy.
Okay.
And he's a douchebag. Like, I looked him up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He like beat up his
yeah.
girlfriend, who's pregnant, I believe,
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, a real piece of shit.
Yeah. So I remember when it happened, I was on Twitter, and it said, "I can't believe X is dead." And
did you think DMX?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, because you're a little bit older. So
I saw 2 or 3 of those posts, and I was like, no. So I Googled DMX. I think he was in jail. I think he's in jail, but if he would have died, it would have been front page news.
Right.
So I'm like, that's not going on. And then so I went back to Twitter, and then it was this XXX Tayshion guy, and then so then my daughter and her friends, the twins, they were like, yeah, I can't believe X is dead, and how sad, and like, what?
Yeah.
Fuck this guy, you know? And then we got in an argument about DMX. And I was like, he's not X. I said, stop calling him X. And they're like, no, we don't even, you know, Dad, nobody knows who DMX is. And I'm like, DMX is the top 10 all time. Like, just because you guys don't know anything about rap music. You guys don't know anything about rap music.
Doing the whole dad thing for sure.
Yeah, but so I had to educate them on DMX. I didn't play any of the music, but I talked about
Of course, why would you?
Yeah.
You can't.
I remember when It's Dark and Hell is Hot came out, my senior year in high school, maybe right before I left for the Army. But yeah, I don't know, I want to say I was in high school when it came out, but yeah, fucking It's Dark and Hell is Hot, my top 10 albums for sure, dude. DMX was the man, and then I mean he did a couple albums, he kind of fell off, I thought, and then you know he started doing movies and other stuff, and now I don't know what he's doing. I think he's not living right, probably. But.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was correct or what I heard, but I thought he was like a pastor or something somewhere. But then I think he didn't do like taxes or something, and then he's like going to be doing time for that or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I have a couple songs DMX on my playlist, and when it comes, just it's just like yes, you get fucking pumped up. X gon' get it, just fucking just bouncing, you know. You could be like fucking. 2, like you had to wake up like at 2 a.m. for something, you know, you're tired of shit, and once that hits you, like fucking let's go.
Yeah, and like on the It's Dark and Hell is Hot, he had a Get At Me Dog, ATF, Greedy, so many good songs on there, man. Yeah, dude. Damien, and he always did have a lot of like stuff about God, and he would pray in songs and stuff like that, and that was all right. You know, the Damien songs I really liked. I think the second one was with Marilyn Manson. Mm-hmm. The first Damien is fucking great, but all 3 of those songs are really good.
Yeah, because I think I had this similar thing when I saw the X is dead, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "I didn't hear about this." Like I would like look through, and I think like for that Triple X guy, he I don't know what more came out of it and stuff, but. It looked like a robbery. Like he died there, like trying to.
He got shot.
Yeah, right? Got shot in his car. And they're like trying to rob. So I don't know if it was just specifically on him or just wrong place, wrong time, type of thing, or what the case was. But again, I had just heard it just because Philly D talked about it. Yeah. Like that's why even I know just as much about it. But if there any more stuff that's come out, I don't keep up on it. But yeah, I knew of him. I tried to listen to him. Like 6ix9ine, like the guy with the rainbow hair.
Oh, Tekashi.
Yeah, Tekashi. I can't think of Tekashi. Yeah, Tekashi 6ix9ine. I tried to listen to some of his stuff. I just wasn't a big fan of it. But I think he's going to jail too.
Oh, is he?
I
heard he was something. A piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I don't know if I've ever listened to any of his music.
Heard as well, but yeah, I mean, I just like YouTubed it to see what his biggest one was, and I couldn't really get into it. But I mean, he has a lot of views, so good for some people. But again, I'm kind of in the camp where I like a little bit like the older rap. Is there like a new rapper now that you like that you think's doing good or doing well?
No, you know, and I don't listen to a lot of. I used to when I had cable. A lot of time I spent on that Music Choice channel.
Right.
And I would listen to a fuck ton of classical music on there. I don't do that anymore. I don't know why I don't do that. I should just find a YouTube channel and just play classical music. And I like having it on like when I'm cleaning or whatever. It's relaxing. And then I switch it and I go to hardcore rock or rap. There's not a lot of new people that I listen to.
Yeah.
I keep my ear open for stuff, mainly for the workout playlist because I DJ the workout at when we work out at work. So I try to put fresh, funky joints on there. And I don't. I've been listening to a lot, and we talked about this. I've been listening to a lot of Lupe Fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
He was ahead of his time. I think he's still ahead of his time. He's so fucking good. If you don't know Lupe Fiasco, you probably heard of him before. He's been
attached to some like big songs that's hit the radio and stuff. So,
but he's just so good, dude. Like his music, it's almost too deep. I wonder if that's why he's not as popular.
Yeah, could be. What's that one that we've listened to like 3 or 4? The one that I bought, I put it on my phone like as soon as I heard it. There's free
to make free.
Yeah, that's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah, he's got a lot of great songs. I listen to a lot of his shit, and it's deep, you know. So I listen to a lot of Lupe. I listen to Pusha T. I listen to Dave East. He's probably the newest rapper that I listen to. He's from, I'll say Harlem, maybe somewhere in New York, and just a really solid rapper, man.
Yeah.
Dave East he's starting to get a lot bigger and just good, man. Like old school rap. He's from New York, so he's not. I don't fuck with a lot of that mumble mouth shit, like the Migos and even Future anymore, and
right.
A lot of those guys. I still listen to the shit out of Run the Jewels. I've seen them in concert twice, and yeah, like Dave East. I like his style. You know what I mean? He's actually rapping. Like Kendrick, he's actually rapping. It's not just strip club booty shaking music that they're just repeating themselves or chanting. They're actually spitting. So I like that. You?
Yeah, I mean, did you listen to Nas's new album? I knew it came out, but like I said, I haven't. The most album I've listened to all the way through was Eminem's latest. But again, it's just because I mainly just all listen to podcasts when I'm, driving and stuff. But you got me into Jared Benton there a while back, so we haven't bumped him this weekend at all. But and I've also been kind of getting into a little bit more of Big Boy, which is one of the members of Outkast. So like some of his like single stuff are just not attached to Outkast. And you showed me some new stuff that I hadn't heard from him, so I just been kind of like jumping on him a little bit as of lately. But again, I don't listen to a ton of music, so
yeah, fucking Big Boy released an album a few years ago called Lucius Left Foot or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
With songs Shutterbug, General Patton. He's got a couple bangers on there. Last year, he came out with the single Kill Jill with Killer Mike and I think Young Jeezy.
That's the one with all the chicks dancing and stuff? That's a really good one.
That beat is just... I remember it came out last summer. I'm still pumping it.
Yeah.
It's that good. But I listen to a lot of Machine Gun Kelly, Lil Dicky. I listen to Big Boy, Lupe. I'll still pump Rick Ross because his music is just super aggressive. And it's great for working out shit and just getting hyped up. Yeah, I do like Rick Ross still. Some of his shit.
I love it, like especially for Podcast Weekend because you're the only other person that I know that listens to that type of rap and stuff. Yeah. So I always love it when other people come over because usually a lot of them don't listen to rap. So
I could tell Chubbs wasn't into it.
Yeah, well, Chubbs is more. He loves like bands, bands and stuff, and he'll get into it. He just doesn't get into it. So I guarantee he probably had not heard any of the stuff that we were playing. But that's what it is here in BDC Studios. Yeah. So and he didn't complain one, and nobody ever complains, obviously. But you could tell there's sometimes I could just see him. He's just like bopping his head and shit, and he was really enjoying like the videos and shit like that. So
we were pumping that RTJ last night. Fuck, man, I love those guys.
Yeah. But I mean it's a good time, man. I just love seeing like the different videos, and we usually bump Travis Scott every time that I'm here, at least like one or two of his songs. So
his album is supposed to be coming out here soon. They even know what the name of it's going to be. He hinted at dropping it like a week ago, and then I still don't think it's dropped. But Travis Scott, he's one of my favorites. He's really good. And then I listened to the Underachievers, and they're not that big. I just know about them because when I went to the Wu-Tang concert in Red Rock a couple years ago, me and Cam, Jared and Benton, I didn't know about him. He was there. The Underachievers were there. That's how I kind of found out about them. And then I started listening to them. Underachievers are really good. They're really good. It's the new culture. They talk a lot about psychedelics and stuff like that. And they talk about it. They do it. I heard them in interviews, and they're like, we went out to the woods. We dropped a bunch of fucking mushrooms. And
hell yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. It's a lot healthier than other drugs you could be doing. So nothing wrong with that. Opening your mind up, reaching your mental potential.
Yeah, rapping from beyond. From a different dimension. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's awesome.
Lupe dropped an album with Ab Soul. 2 years ago, and I'm gonna listen to that next.
Okay.
It's called Bars from Space. So that one song on there, Thorns and Horns, I think it's called. The one I was like, you have to listen to this.
Okay.
You have to get elevated and listen to this song.
Right.
That one is on that Bars from Space with Absol.
Okay, yeah, text me that because I don't think we ever hit it up. So
I think we did. I think we were prepping. So
yeah. So
text
text it to me, and then one of these nights, maybe like this next week, I'll get up there and bump it for sure.
Yeah, dude.
So
yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah. So anything new on Netflix? We started watching yesterday. The 7 Days in Hell,
right?
Andy Samberg.
Yeah, which Spencer's the one who told me about
Yeah.
it. So and it's a mockumentary about Wimbledon.
I'm gonna finish that later,
Dude. Yeah, you have to because you were cracking up just in the first like 15
Right.
minutes of it.
And then Harry got here, and then we start. So I just paused it. I'll have to rewind it maybe 10 minutes, and I might watch from the beginning.
Yeah, just
it's only like
from the
15 minutes,
beginning.
but
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So that I've talked about it at least the last couple podcasts, but I did finish season 1 of The Wire. I love it, man. I'm loving it. I know it's just gonna pick up because there's 5 seasons total, 60 episodes in total. So it's gonna be great. I'm curious to see where they're gonna go. A lot of good actors there. I just remember this one time. So Idris Elba is in it, and he plays a pretty big part in it. And there was one where he was wearing like this. It's like this full outfit. It's like a sweat outfit. Okay. It has like this like dark gray, and it had like these white lines on it. And as soon as it came up onto the TV, like audibly, I was like, God damn, he fucking looks so good in it. And I was like, this fucking guy, he's so smooth and shit. But it's great. If anybody hasn't watched it, I've said it once, said it a million times. A lot of people say it's one of the best shows of all time. It came out in 2002, so it's definitely older as far as when it comes to production and stuff. But it's great. Like each season is only 12, 13 episodes long. I think maybe one is maybe only 10. And then another one's maybe a little bit longer with like 15 or something like that. But they're hour episodes. If you have HBO, you can go to the HBO Go app and watch it. But yeah, man, it's absolutely like I said, I'm pumped to finish it out. But I think what the most I'm pumped about is Ozark season 2 comes out at the end of August. So who knows? That might be when this podcast posted. So if you don't get into Ozarks, definitely just put it on your list. It's Netflix original, so I don't think it'll ever go away. So if anybody's looking to get into something, we've talked about how great that show is. So definitely get in on that. Other than that, just trying to think of anything else that's coming down the pipe. Nothing like Luke Cage we gotta watch. I do enjoy Orange is the New Black. Okay. So I do watch that. The new season drops I think on the 27th of July. Which again by the time this comes out we'll be way past that. Yeah. So like their latest season will come out. And I watched that one with JPEG, so I don't know when we'll get to that. But I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, man, but again, overall, I'm just trying to cut back on TV, man. I cut back on. I used to watch American Ninja Warrior, which is fun. Yeah. But I just it's like every episode's 2 hours. Like I don't watch the stories they tell about people. Yeah. So really, I only watch like probably close to just an hour, and that's just the runs. But I'm just like, it's like the announcers are over, and it's a good family show, and it's great for younger kids. So they make the jokes, and I just didn't look forward to watching it, so I cut that out. Yeah. I was watching Preacher. It was on AMC, and it's based off a comic book, but Seth Rogen, he's like the executive producer of it, and it was good, but I just, again, like with this season, I was like 3 or 4 episodes behind, and I was just like, I mean, if I don't watch it, I don't care, so I cut that out. So I'm just trying to watch, just less TV for a couple of reasons, just because I think I watch too much TV, and 2, I want to just I'm getting more into sports a little bit older. Like I said, I've watched more baseball that I'm enjoying, and like the other day I just went outside and JPEG, she's watching Mad Men, so she's watching that on her own. I don't think I would enjoy it, but she seems to enjoy it. But she was watching an episode of that, and I just went outside and like G was in bed and got a little faded and just sat out there for like 40 minutes. Yeah. I would just set up on the porch there because by the time I thought about the hammock, I was like, I just don't want to attempt to try to hook it up and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I didn't think I was going to be out there that long, but like the wind was perfect. Nice. And I was just listening to some music and shit. And,
yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. So just try to, do that. And But yeah, that's where I'm at with, I said, like with shows. I do watch like some reality, like I watch Big Brother, which is a stupid reality show, but I fucking love it. It's just it's dumb. I think we've talked about it here before, and I've explained kind of how it goes. But that's on, and that's on for like the entire summer. It's on for like 3 or 4 months, and it's on like 3 times a week. So,
you still fucks with the challenge?
Oh yeah, on MTV. Yeah, that just started up. It's one of my all-time favorite shows, man. I fucking love it. And they just started it up, and so right now it's the challenge, the Final Reckoning. So this is the final leg of a trilogy that they had. Okay. So they had the challenge, the Dirty 30. Okay. And then they had Challenge Vendettas. And then now this is the third. Like, so they'll probably switch it up and maybe do Battle of the Exes or whatever, or maybe do a different theme. But this is the last leg in the trilogy. Okay. And it's called the Final Reckoning. And it's fucking, I mean, we're past it now, but there's like the very first episode, these 2 chicks, they had to kick him off because they got physical and shit. So, I mean, the thing is it really is bad blood. And Spitzer watches it, and I was talking to him about it, and I just feel like they're doing more personal stuff this season. Like, they're bringing like the Twitter briefs, and they're showing what happened like in between it. So, and I don't know if they're just making it because like yes, it is a reality show, but I mean, these people do legitimately fucking hate each other. You know, they've done each other wrong. They've taken money out of each other's pockets on the show and shit. So they're really kind of pushing that. Okay. And what I like about this one is it is a little weird because they do have like people from like younger people who've been on Big Brother or on the show, on the challenge now. And they got people from like Exes on the Beach. They've gotten people over from England. Like a guy on Vendettas last year, Kyle, I don't remember what show he was from in England, but he made it to the final. Okay. You know, and so they've brought in, you know, some of them back because then it's like bad blood. We're like, oh, you're going to come on our show. And he did so well. Right. And he's funny he's so funny. I love him. And so I love that show, and it sucks because it's on Tuesday nights. Yeah. But I do YouTube TV. Well, they don't have MTV on there, so I have to wait the next day. So I don't get to watch it till Wednesday night. Gotcha. So I follow like certain people on Twitter. Like anytime I see it, I'll just skip because I don't want any spoilers and shit. But yeah, I love that show, and I love TJ Lavin, man. He's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, he's still hosting. Okay. I said there's 3 hosts are my all-time favorite hosts, and he's definitely one of them. Okay. So. Absolutely, yeah. So that just started up. I think this upcoming week, at the time of recording this will be the 3rd episode of the challenge, Final Reckoning. So,
yeah, dude, that used to be one of my favorite shows to watch.
Yeah,
I used to watch every single season. I love that show, and then I don't have MTV anymore, and I just stopped watching it. We got a new guy at the firehouse. He's a new captain. He's not a new captain, but he's new at our firehouse. Yeah, since our main man Tony went to pub ed. Tapped out. He's has a desk job now. That's good for him. He's
living that
25 years in.
Yeah, for sure.
He's earned it. I don't think he liked getting up in the middle of the night anymore, which I don't blame him. But the new captain, I'm still the entertainment director at work, you know. And he's like, "You watch the challenge?" And I said, "Nobody watches the challenge here." And he's like, "Well, I'll watch it." I said, "Dude, so I set it to record. I said, we'll watch it. I just didn't have anybody to watch it with. Right. So I just didn't watch it. But if there's somebody else that wants to watch it, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's good,
so
man.
Now there should be 3 recorded.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we'll get to at least one of those tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert for that first episode.
You son of a bitch.
No. Yeah, it's great, man. I love TJ. And the reason why I love TJ is just because it's just no bullshit, man. He's like, we don't like that. This is here. Do it. And it's fun. It is definitely in probably my top 5 favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, dude, it's good.
And I never watched it until I moved in, like with Rob, and because he watched it, and he watched Real World, and because of that, that's when I started the challenge. And then I started watching it with him because he would watch it, and I got into it. And then I got tired of the Real World, so I stopped watching the Real World. Okay. And then I don't even think they do the Real World anymore.
I don't think so either.
But so now what they're doing is they do like the main challenge with all the challenge people, and then when that one's done, they do champs versus stars. Okay. So they take people who have either been to a final or who've won, and then they get like DC celebrities, and they come and they do it for charity. It's definitely not as hard. I mean, it's still hard. Like I would like some of the shit they would do. I'm like, I would fucking die doing it. But it's not. I mean, it's like baby steps compared to what they actually do in the challenge. And like they're not all staying in a house. They usually stay in a hotel and shit. Like some of the celebrities, like on this last one, like I told you, like Brooke Hogan was on it. Yeah. Like Drake from Drake and Josh.
How's Brooke Hogan looking right now?
Good, big. Yeah, but like I said, that's not on. They hit it ended, and she did somewhat okay. And they had like Cardi B's sister, like younger sister. I think her name's Hennessy, I believe. I don't know if it's like Hennessy B.
Good news, folks. We got a celebrity coming.
Yeah.
We got Cardi B's sister.
Like, yeah. But I mean, I think she owns like, she's like, it's a brand, you know, like their family and shit. Yeah. She's like crazy as shit from Brooklyn and stuff. So they do that, which it's great because it is for charity. Okay. So that's what I love. So I even watched that because like, you know, like CT was on, like, you know, I love CT, you know, just different shit like that and you know, how they do. So, but I mean, the challenge is definitely way better because it's just, you know, the same fucking people back year after year. And but yeah, man, I definitely fucks with that.
Oh,
so.
fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, dude.
Yeah.
As far as TV goes, I'm in the show hole right now.
Yeah.
With, I just finished Silicon Valley. I think it's 5 seasons. I just finished that.
This is good. You like it?
Yeah. You know, it took me a while to get into it. And, I didn't think I was gonna love it, but I made a promise. To a friend, and I said, you know, I'm gonna do it. So then it took me a while because I knew it was something I'm gonna have to sit down and watch, like not background stuff. So I did, and once I got into it, I probably by into the 2nd season, I started to get into it. Then by like the 3rd season, I'm like, fuck, you know, I can't wait to watch the next season.
Hell yeah!
So now it's season 5, and then fucking T.J. Miller got in fucking trouble again.
Yep.
And now I don't know if that's gonna affect season 6 of Silicon Valley
who knows?
or what's going on. T.J. Miller's a fucking douche.
Yeah, definitely. Ballers with The Rock, that's coming back up in August. So
and we fell off on that. We were watching that at work, and we watched the first season. Then I don't remember if we stopped watching it when they were doing the Vegas thing. Was that season 3?
Yeah, this last year. So
last season, this guy didn't want to watch it anymore. So we stopped watching it.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's great. Yeah, and I don't know if I'll watch. Like, it's so great. I don't know if I'll watch like every week. Maybe I'll just wait because it's only like half hour or whatever. Yeah. So maybe I'll like, you know, jump into it, like watch a couple episodes. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that. So yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So that's where I'm at now.
For me, I have I'm running out of time. Like I have like some work shifts. I think I only have maybe 3 days off that I need to get some stuff done. But I'm leaving for a trip to San Diego. We'll see Elaine out there.
Yeah.
Shouts out. And then her family, and I come back for a day, and then I leave for 3 weeks to Minnesota with the Army. And I don't even think we have electricity, so I'm not gonna watch any TV. And then when we come back, we're at September pretty much, and then football's back. Always Sunny's back. I'll have Ozarks, and I'll have some stuff to catch up on as far as TV and or movies. But yeah, dude. So I'm looking forward to the football season and Always Sunny and fall weather and Halloween's right around the corner, and
it's gonna be great, man.
Yeah, dude. That's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah, it's inside, and the fact that you got all that shit to keep you busy till then. It's gonna be, by the time you get out of that bubble, like finally sit time, you're like, fuck yeah, dude, it's time.
It'll be perfect timing. I'm that's the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
For a while. So right now I'm just kind of focused on prepping for the Army. It's 3 weeks. So my shit's got to be tight. I do a really good list, and I check the list because I usually don't pack in one day. I'll do it in sets.
Right.
So I have to write down, okay, I got 12 shirts in here. Trash it out or write it down so I know exactly what's in what bag. 3 weeks is a long time. I don't know how much laundry we're going to be able to do. So you don't want to fuck around and, I forgot my shower shoes. Or I forgot fucking this. I have a lot of gear I got to take, and on top of that, I have personal gear I want to bring. So, I'll prep for that this week. And then enjoy the vacation. Try not to think of anything while I'm on my vacation. And then I'll hit the ground running. I have 1 day to post up before I fucking do this Army life. And then, the light at the end of the tunnel is to come home, see Cam and the boys, and get ready for football season.
Dude, it's gonna be, sounds fucking phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. We actually went a little bit longer than what we usually do, which is great.
Yeah,
you know. Is there anything else before we do our shouts out, fuck yous, and get out of this beach?
No, I just at the beginning of this podcast, I came in limping in.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Since then, I've been drinking some Pedialyte, some water. We've had a fire conversation. I feel like a champion, and that's how I like.
Yeah.
I like. I'm where I'm at now. That's where I need to be. Like I thought I was dying. I don't think I'm dying anymore, but I feel great. It's been a phenomenal fucking weekend, dude.
It's one of my favorite podcasts weekends. I told you this morning, dude. They just keep getting better and better.
Right.
No, we say that, but it was just so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, something that like right after we got done recording last night, I went out and got super faded again, and it just getting those nachos and just the conversations that we had.
Yeah.
Again, 90% about food, and then the other part that we won't get into.
Yeah.
It was just great, man. I was there like with some of definitely my best friends, and it was just good, just conversation, just people I don't usually hang out with together, like with Chubbs and stuff. Again, great seeing Harry. I haven't seen that fucking 2 years, and it's just the nachos just brought it home, man. It was just fucking perfect.
Yeah, dude. This morning we made some fucking B&Gs.
Oh my god, so good.
Biscuits and gravy with spicy sausage, and then some bacon, and you made some eggs. They're fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Now we got fights, more fire conversation, and putting the end of this weekend, dude. It's been fantastic, man.
It's been great. I don't know when we're gonna be back in BDC Studios. We think we know who we're gonna have, and if we do, it's gonna be the guests that we got lined up for that. It'll be an unusual, not like a normal-ish podcast weekend, I guess you could say, but it's gonna be. It's going to be great. So hold on for that. And hopefully all the stars line up with everybody, and everybody who can make it can make it. And so we don't know when that's going to be. And it might be around a big game because football season is going to be on. So we'll definitely have to do that, especially, when the Huskers are playing and stuff. So it'll be interesting, but we'll get it set up. We'll get it done.
Absolutely.
So prepare yourself.
Yeah, we'll shoot for September.
Yeah, and I think like Ian, with your work schedule, it might even have to be after that. So yeah, it just depends. But yeah, I mean, we'll look at it. We'll get it done, even if we'll maybe have to throw in a prison call.
Yeah.
If we have to, and we'll get that done. But do you want to do your shouts out and fuck yous? You want me to go?
You go.
Okay, so I have a couple shouts outs. I have Chubbs for obviously. Being here and then doing for the nachos, just giving us the idea for the Traeger. It was right there. You know what I mean? Can't believe we didn't see it.
Next level.
Shouts out to Melina and Anthony Lionheart Smith. Good luck today, man. Hope you fucking kick ass, dude. I can't wait. And then shouts out to Big Boy. Like, he's fucking awesome, just bumping those music and those songs. I didn't write any down fuck yous. I'll do this one. It was great. Last podcast, the first ever triple fuck you. So fuck you to Pickles again, just because.
Love it, dude. Yeah, we've had pretty positive vibes. I didn't have any fuck yous till a minute ago, and that's because I feel like it's inappropriate to not give a fuck you.
Yeah, absolutely.
When the opportunity, we have this platform. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have at least one.
All this, the fucking podcast, the studio, the guests, all that is just a troll to be able to give fuck yous on a platform. So that's what it's all about. It's a fucking Yep. So shouts out DMX.
Oh hell yeah.
Shouts out Lupe. Shouts out Cam, because I've said it before. She's fucking a valuable part of the team, and she is not here this weekend.
No.
She's selfish. She decided to go to the lake with her family and go boating and tubing. She's putting her priorities above Nasty and Friends, and that is
we can't have that.
I can't have
we
it.
can't have that.
Either way, it makes me recognize, like, shit, we needed her.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. When she gets home, I expect a stern talking and maybe a spanking.
She told me yesterday. She texted me yesterday and told me, or Friday, and told me to give you a kiss from her.
Oh.
And I said, I'll probably just give him a hug.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
That beard does look good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting my lips on it. So we'll see what happens. She did tell me to do it. I should do it. So
yeah.
So shouts out to her. Fuck yous to XXXXX Tayshawn, because beating women and being a bully is not cool.
Right.
So I know you're dead. I don't know if that's appropriate to say, but yeah, fuck you, man. And then I'm still on the crock pot liner thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we do a Twitter poll. Because it's controversial,
Yeah.
This whole crock pot liner business I don't even know where the fuck that came from, but it's unnecessary. So that's it.
I love it, man. Again, Nasty Friends on all platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just remember, life's simple. Don't be a dick. Night sluts.
Motherfucker, yeah.